All right, we're live. Welcome back. Garmin R50. I've hit a few shots with it. Just hooked it up like a few minutes ago. NB, hello, hello. There's been an update. There has been an update on the Garmin R50. Josh, how's it going? We're gonna find out how well this update works live. So I did not play with it today at all. I ran the update. What bugs is it fixing? So thus far in GSPro, really all that's worked is the range. It does not tell you what specific bugs it's fixing, but give us the poop. Yeah. Let's see here. I took a picture of it earlier today. I'll read it to you. Let's see here. It said, like I say, they didn't give us implemented fixes and improvements when using GSPro. That's the depth of it. I would say to this point, 3.5 weeks into owning the Garmin R50. Hello, antennas. How you doing, Andrew? 3.5 weeks into owning the R50, I have not used it on GSPro except for I think 2 nights, and both of them were insanely frustrating. I got an email from them. Basically, the first kind of communication I had gotten from Garmin was on Tuesday. I know they had been getting my information, but I hadn't been hearing anything back. And then, surprise, surprise, yesterday after I talked to them, they said it should work, and then today there's an update for GSPro. So I think the pestering may have paid off. No purpose for the USB-C yet that I know of, other than hooking it up to Garmin Connect and updating your device, differently than through Wi-Fi. But right now there's no USB-C purpose. Adam, what's up, Adam? Good question, Rottenham. So we'll see. The one thing I'm curious, so here's the big things I'm curious about. So putting to me was the sensitivity or the reading of speed for putting was, I would say not good. Is that a good way to put it and be nice? And basically every hole we were having a no read as soon as it would change from putting to full swings. There's a center of the face, but we're hooking it. It would frustrate you, yeah. Bluetooth sync, USB charging, monitor out, mouse, keyboard, controller. You're hitting them all on the head, Rottenham. I would agree. I would say those are all big deals to me as well, especially for the native stuff. Even like the Square, how it has, the Square's got your little controller here, which I felt kind of silly at first, but you can control everything on the Square game through the controller. And you can even do mulligans and, zoom in on the hole. There isn't anything like that for the R50 right now that I know of. Now that the control boxes will work with GS4. Side spin compared to the Square. Square's latest update with, let's see here, let's see what we got. Next question was about putting. Yep, putting's a big one. Adam, through 14, no reads. Okay, and then Adam, my question to you is, are you using the public beta or are you using the stable in GSPro. Side spin compared to square. I did run these side by side, and I've ran the MLM2 Pro. Ooh, that was off the heel, almost hosel. I ran the MLM2 Pro side by side, and I would say that the MLM2 Pro, you're on beta, okay. The MLM2 Pro and the R50 were like identical in every single way. And then the square had some readings that were a little more exaggerated, I would say, than both the MLM2 Pro and the R50, but after the square's spin update, I would say they were much closer. I would say one thing not real fair to the square, I haven't played a lot of square to Garmin side by side because I like to do it in GSPro, and Garmin hasn't been usable in GSPro. So I'll see if they don't interfere with each other and see if I can do a Garmin and square side by side. I don't know if they'll play well together or not. I am in the beta as well, Adam. Got the polls here going on. What event are you playing, Adam? I'm going to play one of the SGTs. I haven't even looked at them this week. There we go. A little better swing, but I do like getting the club data. What I've always known, but I'm really far inside on my path, closed on my face. So that's where you get those pull draws a lot. I got to try to get that path a little more square and that face a little more square. Anecdotally, feel the Wi-Fi connection feels a little less stable. Had to reconnect twice. Takes about 30 seconds. Okay, that's interesting. Are you connected directly to the hotspot of the Garmin, Adam? SGT handicap rounds, perfect. There's me trying to keep the face more square, just pushing it. Just warming up here for a few minutes, then we'll go out and play. I do want to hit a few shots on the putting green, see how that feels also. Home Wi-Fi, not the hotspot. So you should do both. Or you should do the hotspot. So I've actually been told that by GSPro and by Garmin. The hotspot will share the internet through it. So you hook your computer to the hotspot on the Garmin. The Garmin is hooked to your home Wi-Fi. So it will pass the Wi-Fi through the Garmin to the computer. So you should hook to the Garmin's hotspot. Even though it will connect through your home Wi-Fi network, you should connect through the hotspot if you want less disconnects. So I have confirmed that. Change logs, I'll have to look, Rotnam. I don't know. Like I say, all that I got was that little readout which says improvements and fixes. And I've taken a picture each time they've done one. But all I got was a readout that just says improvements and fixes for GSPro. So this one seems to be specifically aimed at likely a lot of my feedback in GSPro. So, ooh, there's on the ground. Saw GS recommends the hotspot, but I'm experimenting. Yeah, I did both. I mean, I tested with both, and working with the GSPro guys and talking to them. Pretty solid evidence that through the hotspot is the best way. And I would say that for me, that's been the case. I actually have my PC wired into the home network via Ethernet. And then the PC also connects to the hotspot on here. So it's actually both. But if I'm not connected to the hotspot, it doesn't really work as well. Deal with that. So that's inside, that's left path, right face. The orange tee detection, let's see. I've got one. Let's check that out. I don't know if they did. It wasn't my biggest gripe with them, but maybe they did. Still thinks it's a ball. Orange tee is still a ball. Let's see if we can hit it. No reading. Unable to capture metrics, it says. But still detects an orange tea. Which that orange tea is a problem for a lot of the launch monitors that are out there. There was an inside swing. Big old hook. The hitting area is so small. Now let me change that too. Thank you for saying that, actually. Appreciate that. Let's go here. Good to see you guys again. Good to be back. Although being gone wasn't terrible. We were in a fun spot down south. Let me check that spot again. Let's see. There's the back. There you go. There. I've got to adjust my hitting area a little bit. Let me do that quick. Hitting rectangle. You go right there for tonight. Sorry, I'm looking over in the room to see it on the floor, where it maps out. So I need to go right there, and I've got to take off the front ball position line. Front. T-lines. T-line 1 needs to go. T-line 2 needs to go. Okay. Get it back. So yeah, there is, now the square is updated in the room. You can see how small that hitting area actually is. It's not very big. I've got to be in this window to hit the ball. So I can measure that for you. Give it to you quick, but for when you have it on club data mode, which this is club data mode, and I gotta fix one thing. I gotta get myself off that floor projection quick. There we go. When you've got it on club data mode, I mean, I would call it 12 inches wide by 6 inches, 12 by 6. That's your area. So not much. No, it wasn't the mat. It was literally something with the software. I mean, I tested without the projection. The software basically, so little spin. The software basically was having trouble switching between putting mode and full swing mode. And it was a known issue. So yeah, the MLM is, I mean, I can overlay them for you. You can see them. It's kind of a fun thing to see. Here is that's the hitting rectangle for the R50. There's the MLM2 Pro. Here's the square. So I don't know if you can see those 3 spots, but we've got MLM's the big one. That's MLM. There's the R50. It's that one. There's the square. Those are your 3 hitting boxes. So pretty interesting there on the 3 different sides. The MLM, you can basically hit it from anywhere on the mat because it's radar. Pretty comfortable, honestly, with the driver now that we've made the changes. Thanks to Smeebox getting me changing that. And I gotta turn me off again here. All right, let's go do the playground. And let's try putting real quick before we go into the game. So I'm just gonna grab the ball and throw it on the green. Click apply. And we will putt a little bit. Mark, so no sticker on the club for club mode. Yes, sticker on the club. Can you please hit something longer than 230? I don't know, Ant. That might be a little difficult. It might be a little difficult. We need super chats right now. Yeah, we do. A Falcon would be sweet. GC Falcon, which that's the Foresight product, but they are about 15 grand. So the R50 doesn't need any special golf balls, no dots, nothing like that. Just a regular golf ball. If I was gonna get something for 1,700, I mean probably BLP, which is the Bushnell Launch Pro, but then you have annual fees, or maybe the iMini Lite. But at the same time, I love my MLM2 Pro. The Square is a pretty fun launch monitor, but then you're under $1,000 for those units. Dang, you can slow down. Yeah. I just won't be able to reach the greens. Okay, let's see here. 26.6. Okay, that felt different. Felt much different. I would say, just after one putt, they have changed something with putting. Okay, so for example, to make a ball in my cup in front of me, if I barely got to the cup before, it was like, yeah, they've changed, they've modified something, or I'm crazy. So that's 4.5 miles an hour. Before that was well over 5 miles an hour. I think they've changed something with the ball speed. Definitely have. I mean, now wait a minute. This could just be my. It's probably me. Okay, let's look at that. It's probably I did. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's not jump out of our seats yet. They maybe didn't change anything. And I got the lighting bug. Okay. So the lighting bug is where when you click into a menu, everything turns super bright. All right, I was on stimp 6 there, so maybe they didn't change it. Let me look. Still think the mile an hour is slower. So like that, 7 miles an hour. Let's see. Yeah, that feels better. I don't know. Jury's still out. That felt fast. Yeah, it feels very consistent. So I just hit something 7.3, 7.3. Let's try again. 6.4. So a little lighter. 6 is putting on a rough. Yes, it is. I don't understand why the range defaults to that, you know. Let's see here. One of the Bushnell, but the 500 sub, right. So the Bushnell, that's where the sub gets you when you get the BLP. They make you pay that licensing basically every year because it is Foresight's technology. It's a GC3 with a Bushnell logo. It's cheaper off the jump, but then you're paying that licensing fee. You can get a GC3 unlocked, but you're going to spend a couple grand more. You just have no licensing fee. Yeah, I can go over that stuff. I will when we start the match. I'll go over that, the lighting, because you should look at it on every match. This feels like it could be pretty good. I think that the speed on here might be better. Let's go to a short putt quick before we start our round. Let's go to a 10-footer. What does a 10-footer feel like coming off of here? All right, Square Golf, Mevo Plus. You know, I wonder, the Square Golf, they're gonna, I think algorithmically they can get it better. So they're gonna have to try to dial in the algorithm a little bit. Yeah, it feels pretty good. 4.6, not bad. Come on. That felt cooked a little, 5 miles an hour. So it's these shorter putts. Wonder how soft I can hit it. .9. So 2.9 is going to go about 5 feet. Let's try it even softer. 2.1. See, I'm not real comfortable with their short putts. So 1.3 is like just barely hit it out of the zone here. I mean, I never really have to hit it that far. That's going to be a foot. But yeah, 2.7. So 2.7 is still like a 5-foot putt. So a 5-foot putt for me is like put the ball 1 foot on, you know, foot and a half or so on this turf. So I just got to get used to that. And when you get into the when you get into like some of the upper tournaments like tips, you're gonna have some 12 stimp greens that are gonna be really, really hard to make it on. So square versus Mevo. So the Mevo, I think the Mevo is great. I think it's a lot of money, but you get the club data. I think if people got it hooked into GSPro good, the Mevo is a good play, but the square is just easy to hook up. And I think it's honestly accurate enough that if you're going to spend a lower budget one, you're not going to really be disappointed with the square. Yeah, GC3 unlocked is 4 or 5K more. You're right, especially if you get club data with it. But I think, is it 500 or 1,000 a year on the BLP? Add club data for 1250. Okay, yep, there you go. Did Garmin say what the update did? R10 versus R50 spin was way different. Well, the R10 is guessing on spin, so they're going to be way different. The R10 is not giving you really real spin, I don't believe. And then the R50, you should be getting different. Also, chipping on the Home Tee Hero greens was very slippery. And that's probably going to be dependent on the stimp of the greens a little bit, but I haven't played a lot of the Home Tee Hero greens. But the square to me is fun. It's easy to set up. It's fun. I think it's accurate enough. I don't think there was any like, you know, shot that I hooked that the square said I cut, you know. And I didn't feel like there was anything that it just, you know, I hooked it and it just overhooked the crap out of it. Is it as consistent and accurate as my MLM2 Pro? It's not. But the shot hits the screen right away. And honestly, it feels fun and feels accurate, and the chipping and putting feel great. And if I had anybody over here playing on the square, they'd think this is awesome. That's what I would say about the square. You're not obviously getting like a Bushnell, you know, or a GC3 or a quad in quality, but I think people can have a lot of fun on the square, and it's got a good place in the market. So, well, we're gonna find out noose tonight. I'm gonna get in and play. I had some underhooking too, Mark. I don't know if that's truly what it was doing or if I had it aligned in a weird way. I have to look at that. It seemed like it wanted to cut more on me. I wanted to slice the ball more on it, but I thought they fixed that in the second update. Not 100% sure. Okay, I'm just gonna hit a few shots to holes here, probably like 10 shots to these holes, and then we will play some golf. So if you're annoyed watching me warm up, it will be done soon. Close the game menu. See, for lighting, I might have to restart the game, because what you're seeing is when lighting's at 1, how washed out it is and how bright it is right now. It shouldn't be that bright. There's like something that happens. It's like a little glitch. And the darkest I can get it is that. I should be able to get it almost black. But when the menu thing hits, I'll have to put that down. So we'll put it there for now. We'll see if we have to restart it. This is a garage conversion curfew. If you look at some of my shorts, one of my shorts, I'm terrible at making them. Doesn't have a lot of views, but there's a short of my kid hitting that shows the old space, and sometimes I've shown it on stream a couple times. I need to get a video out for that. Square over MLM? That's so tough for me to say. I think if you're purely worried about accuracy, I would pick my MLM over the square. If you want ease of use and the instant shot feedback, I would take the square. But the MLM, to me, when you mix it with webcam putting, is extremely accurate, but it is going to be more expensive than the square in the end, because you got to pay the subscription fee. So that feels good. Yeah, outdoors, Antenna makes a good point. If you want to do outdoors, the MLM is definitely the way to go. Like, I took my MLM to TPC. Let me throw in a little brag here, a little plug on what I did this weekend. I went and played TPC Scottsdale, which was pretty cool. And I brought the MLM2 Pro to the 16th hole and got a really cool shot. I'm going to post it of my shot tracer on that 16th hole. So that was a blast. And then having the MLM2 Pro on the range, that's fun too. So now the Pro VX, Brian, insanely high on my list. I don't know that, I think if I were going to go between the two, that's probably the one I would pick. And there are a few guys in the chat that play the Pro VX. That is the case. I do know that. Yeah, MLM2 over the square if you can deal with the delay. Yeah, there's a 2-second delay on the shot from the MLM2 Pro. Doogie's got that right. 132. Pro T for the win. Sean's got a Pro T. Flying Fat Kid's got a Pro T VX, and his setup is awesome. He could probably give you the 2 cents on that, but it's a sweet unit. What's the subscription on Pro T? Angle attack feels something off. Noof, yeah, I think on the R10, I mean, it's doing the best it can. I don't know if it actually measures spin or if it just calculates or kind of approximates spin on the R10. I don't think it measures it. I think we can about play. Your Pro T shows up tomorrow, Nick. That's awesome. Congrats on that exciting day. I'd be refreshing the tracking about every 35 seconds if I were you. Can only imagine. Waiting for new launch monitors to come in the mail is about the most exciting thing you can do. $500 a year to use third-party apps with Pro T. That is expensive. That is expensive. Flying Fat Kid says none. No sub. We've got a debate then on the third-party subscription. Or are we talking about two different things? All right, a few little wedges here. Pro T is overhead, yes. Pro T's overhead, really cool unit. Didn't have anything extra to use GSPro other than the GSPro cost. So it sounds, Durango, it sounds like there isn't anything. Flying Fat Kid's got one and he's saying no cost. In Aus, the Pro TVX is about 11K. Oof, I think it's like 6,500 in the US, I believe. All right. I think we should play some golf. I have the BLP, always suffered with iMini Impact Video MB. You convinced me to get an ML Pro and you love it? Nice. Wish I could put on my ML2 butt without paying for GSPro. Yeah, but Landon, I think if you got GSPro, you'd never play anything else again. So if you picked up GSPro and got the webcam set up, I don't think you'd regret that for a second, you know? Really liked Awesome Golf. You know, Awesome Golf is fun. I haven't played enough of it. I subscribed to it for a short time. It's a fun piece of software. Okay, let's see here. Let's get our round started. Sounds like my impact mic is deadened. So, yeah, let me see if I can show you this. I probably can't show you, but I'll try. Let's see here. I always try to, if I can show people stuff, it's way easier, I feel like. Let's see if I can show you. All right, so filters. So I don't know if you guys, you can see that. Yeah, you can. Okay. So inside of OBS where I stream, there's filters you can put on the sound. So on this one, there's a noise suppression, so that's going to get rid of fan noise. It's really it's a minute one, but I think the one that really impacts the sound of the ball when you say, oh, it deadens it, is the filter on the limiter. So this is taking off, and Antennas knows more about this than I do, but it's taken off at the -6 decibel, whatever that means. All I know is, like, if I scream, yell, or something very loud hits the mic, it caps the level of sound that gets sent through. So I think it does make my shot sound quieter than it is. So it's not like something that you wouldn't buy something in my room that would give you this. I really think it's the way it's coming through my mic on my shirt. So it's a good question. A lot of people ask me that. Otherwise, probably wouldn't have shown it. But okay, so Tips Tour, SGT Tour, oh, Hero World Challenge, or the JLG League. Any votes in the chat? What do we want to play? Par 3, Seminole, Tips Tour, Pro Tour, or the JLG League? Any thoughts there? Anyone? Anyone? Waiting for the first vote. JLG, says Sean. JLG. Doogie says Hero. Did you guys play JLG already? Brian, Sean? Par 3 Winter Tour? It's Dye's Walk, isn't it? Hero. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll try this. What should I play? JLG Tour, Hero World, Par 3 Winter. We'll go there. All right, vote in the poll. Give it a couple minutes, and then we will just play. Give it a couple minutes. See if you can hold one out, he says. Oh, where's this running at? I gotta look. We're JLG, Hero. Par 3 is 25. JLG's leading right now. It's close. Hero's 43. $43, $36, $21. Looks like the Hero World. Unless some other vote comes in real quick. Hero's 43, 50. It's Hero. It's Hero. Over half say they want to see the Hero World Challenge. Okay, so we're going to play Hero World Challenge on the Pro Tour. That's the Ledges course. 20%. So it ended 31 JLG, 50% Hero, and 19%. All right, we're going with Pro Tour. Round 1, so it's going to be white 6600, so that's not too bad. Soft greens, normal fairways, and the biggest thing on these tours, honestly, is, let's see if I can move my face, is putting on the bottom. So you see putting at normal. When you go to the Tips Tour, that putting changes to hard, and honestly, it is way harder. So other than this, we're at 1500 elevation. That's exactly what I'm at home. So this won't change much for me distance-wise. I don't know what the course looks like, but I mean, I do from TV, but I don't remember. So there we go. All right. And that pole. All right, there's the pole. Pole ended. That was fun. Brian, what do you like on Awesome Golf? You got your MLM2 Pro, got it set up with the Pro Net return. Video really is honest on what hack I've become. Yeah, it is honest. 48 in the chat, numbers are going up. I love it, Ant. Thanks to people like you. Good combos in the chat. Crank the wind up. I can't crank the wind up at all, Doogie. Whatever's set by the SGT Tour is just what you play. So they did the fix, the hot, and you say already, you're just trying to get me going. 3.5 weeks in, we got a fix, Black Cloud. I think this is the first round I've played with it. What state am I in? I'm in South Dakota, Mark. I'm in South Dakota, up in the Midwest. But yeah, this is the hot fix that they did for GSPro to work or with the R50. So we're playing with the R50 tonight. Oh boy. So you can see the white. I'm gonna have to keep the ball in play today. So you see the little white lines on the overhead map, which is bottom left of your screen. The inner white ones are like in course out of bounds when you see those on the GSPro maps. And the thick white ones are out of course out of bounds. So the whole left side of this is an in course out of bounds. And the far right is out of course out of bounds. So we'll see if the putting's any better, that's for sure. Yeah, GSPro connection, yeah, it's included. One thing I like about Live is everybody's in the same playing. Yeah, not start PGA versus Live battle. Don't think you can handle another miss hit from the R50? You and me both, PDN. I tell you what, the people that I bought this from, as well, probably the people I bought it from more than anybody, they want this thing to work. They're tired of me. They're tired of me asking them for help. All right, so what do we do here? Just hit bombs, or we got to be a placement course here today? Probably got to try to place it a little bit. It's only 392. I am just going to hit 3-wood. 3-wood to start. Not that we never miss with a 3-wood, but okay, round 1, Hero World Challenge. This is SGT Pro Tour. 3-wood, not driver. Cut to the right side and just stay safe. Yeah, you have the right to bother the business. I felt that way myself. Let me quick jump before we get in. I told you I would do this. So you asked about lighting settings. So when you click into GSPro, when you first start a round, wherever you leave the lighting settings, they will save till the next time you play. So I hit L usually when I start a round. I forgot to do it here. And this is where you'll get everything that shows up. The only things I really change are sun strength and saturation. Sun strength for me is just like brightness. So as you drag sun strength to the right, obviously you can see everything just getting washed out. Left, it's getting darker. It doesn't look like I have the color glitch that I had in the practice range. Around 1, I kind of always assumed to be normal sun strength. And then saturation, how much, you know, depending on what your projector looks like and what you want it to be, or in my case, how I want it to show up on maybe a stream, you can saturate, you know, there's 1, a little bit more. It maybe gets too green if you go too far. But I try to just find a place where I think it looks good, and when you get up on the green where you can see the putting lines. If you change latitude and longitude, it'll change where the sun is positioned, because this is on a 3D globe. So sometimes if you are playing a course in one of the hemispheres, the sun will be really low and kind of brighten your eyes the entire time you're playing. If you want to change that, you can go closer to the equator and have the sun be straight over your head the whole time. So you can change your lat and long, and that'll change where the sun is, really. And then day of year also changes how long the day is. So if you're playing in the evening, sun will set quicker, that kind of thing. But once you get it where you want, if you just hit save and exit, every time you play this course, it will open with those settings. So I'll save it and exit here, and it should open the next time in these settings. All right, back to playing. And we hit J and Y, not T. Y is your, so now I might change it again. So I hit Y, which is where you get your putting maps. And you can see that like I don't get much color difference in color on the green. Might change the saturation a little bit. It could just be it's a pretty flat green too. See, I can get some blues out of it now. And now I can see the low part of the green. So I lowered the sun strength and increased the saturation a little bit. And now my overhead map of the green gives me a little bit more to look at when I do that. So I can see there's a false front in the front, flat in the back. So we'll go with that. We'll go there. And I'm just gonna aim right side. All right, we'll play a little bit now. Sorry about that. 173 downhill 8. So this is gonna play like 170. Wind into me, 1 mile an hour. We got low wind the first round here, so. And it looks like left of the green is not a great miss. Golf trip was awesome. Played TPC Scottsdale. Kind of something that's I never really thought I'd get the chance to do, but it was very cool to walk onto like the 16th stadium hole and see that. So that was really cool. Felt overhooked. Bunker. Ah. But yeah, the trip was cool. It was really cool. We had caddy on the stadium course, and which you had to have. I don't know if I can get out of this. 12-degree upright. And I played well. I shot 78 on the stadium course from the tips. So I shot 39-39. It's a par 35 on the front and then a par 36 on the back. And I shot 39-39. I made a couple of birdies, a lot of bogeys, a lot of times where I just was like, it was a ton of driver, 4-iron, 5-iron, hybrid into the greens. And the par 3s were kind of that way too. Real life handicap, 3.2 I think right now to end the season. So it's one of those handicaps you want it to be lower. You fight to get it lower, but then when you play, you're like, I need a couple more strokes. All right, flopperoo for you, PDN. Get up. I just couldn't risk being short. I got to take my bogey here or make a putt. Beefing up the policy to do all the drunks. Yeah, well, the guys there were telling me that they didn't. The guys there were telling me that they made all these changes in the tournament, but they did nothing with the alcohol policy. And that was coming from one of the caddies. So I don't know. They were digging out like a bunch of the places between the holes and changing the architecture of the course a little bit to flatten it out to make it safer for fans, is what I was told, which basically meant safer for drunks. Is kind of how he put it. The caddy was not like super impressed with the changes they were making necessarily, but all right, 33 feet. We're downhill, so it's like a 23 footer. Sit. This is where my touch is going to be a little off with the R50 still. So that was 8.8 miles an hour. So that's on me, not the R50, but, and so like here, I've got to put it in putting mode. We might double the first hole. Hang in here with me, boys. Yeah, last year was a mess. Yeah, for sure. They were telling me that it takes them 4 months to put the stands up and 2 months to tear them down. Get in. No. Bummer. All right, we're starting off tough. Yeah, last year was a mess for sure. Turned into a frat party on a course. I went there in like 08 or maybe 09, 10, 11, and 12, 13, somewhere in there. 4 or 5 years in a row. And it was a party course, but it wasn't like it is today, I don't think. So I don't know. Kind of unfortunate that it gets as wild as it does. But it's also still what makes it great, I guess. The stadium that they build around it is just incredible to see. They had to have at least 100 guys working on it when I was there. So 16, in my head they cheered. 16, I flew it 1 yard right of the flag, exactly pin high, and spun it back to 12 feet and missed the putt. So almost made a birdie on 16. I was pretty psyched about it. And like I said, I used my Rapsodo to get a shot tracer of it. So that was kind of cool. Just a little cut. I was so scared of hooking it. That's going to work. Yeah, they get too wasted there too. I mean, I've been at other golf tournaments where people definitely drink too much, but the waste management has gotten, it's got to be where players have said something about it, right? And that's where it gets bad. Maybe later I'll show you my shot on 16. I have it on the phone, so I can throw it up on the computer. Share with you some of those. K2s haven't held up. When you say K2s, are you talking about your tees? You got to be, right? I just bought a new set of them. 158 down 7. Another bunker. Go. Stay out of it. There we go. So I actually just, in the mail, if you go on there right now, the K2 tees are 50 cents a piece. They're getting rid of the old ones. They've got a version number 3 out. So I got 20 of the old ones for like $10. So they break at the that little junction of the bungee. They break right here at the diamond. You can see there at the diamond part. That diamond breaks. So I got a bunch of them in the mail now. So if you go on their website, they're on sale. All right, Garmin. Up and down now. We got just 5 yards here. Sit there. Should have flopped it a little bit more, huh? Go there. And we'll go left to edge. This is a 10-footer. Must have pulled it. So yeah, it says I pulled it. Okay, I don't feel like I've hit it that badly, but my short game's been terrible on it so far. Don't worry about don't worry about it, Mark. We were out here for the conversation and to test, and I happen to be playing the Pro Tour stuff. It's if I play well enough to be in the hunt on one, which I think my world ranking has gone up every week. I've made the cut in top 50 in all these. But I'm fine if I don't think I'm going to win it. The guys on here are too good, so we'll get back on track. Have a little faith. All right, 226. Tell you what, back into the sim golf is different for sure. So that's a 4-iron. You watched the one I won? I drove the ball well in that one, Mark, which was fun. Yeah, ProT's new pricing model is sweet. All right, let's see here. 34 yards. I also got up and down like crazy. What I noticed on that last shot was the rough took a lot out of it, so I'm guessing it will take a lot off of this. So 33, we'll go for like 25. There's 22 carry, roll out. It just didn't roll out. So that one, so yeah, it took a lot of the spin off, but we're gonna have to hit some greens here. I'm gonna go right there. Oh, after hitting it in the water, wasn't that great? I was like, we're gonna keep going for it, and then I smoke it in the water. That was fun. All right, 18 feet 2. I think me getting speed down on Garmin tonight is going to be a big part of it because it's hard to score, hard to putt if you can't get the speeds down. And that's something I'm still trying to figure out on the Garmin, especially with putting. Like on webcam putting, I feel like anything inside 12 foot is mine. I don't get that feeling yet here. All right. Oh, do we have data? We don't even have data up top. Let's give you that. Usually you're yelling at me. Let's see here. GSPro hole data top. There we go. Sorry about that. The score just looks insanely tough. Probably for me, it looks tough for me because it's like so tree line, and I've been wild with the driver of late, so much for the OB, he says. Well, let's just hit a few good drives and not have to worry about it. Probably still too early to tell. There we go. Surprised I got no club head speed there. So the stimp is different on every course for the SGT. So they set the stimp. So like on the Pro Tour, the stimp's going to be 11. 90% of the time, it's going to be 11. On the Tips Tour, it's going to be 11 and 12. They pick it there. But square was weird. R50 had a backspin of 58. Total of 3K something. Oh, they might have fixed the backspin total spin thing here. I can switch those back around maybe. Let us know. Only have a few days. I'll have a video out on that exact thing here this week before my time. I think I got it. I was probably the earliest to get it, Doogie. So I only have a few days on mine as well. 260. We're going to have to start making some birdies. Oh, that didn't feel that low, but it probably was. Oh yeah, club replay down here shows me it was. So it's just thin. All right, so let's try that new button B, I think it is. B. Oh no, did I just do that? Let me go over here. So B, it doesn't do it for me though, does it? Oh, there it is. So B, yeah. So B cut off the trees, so now we can see the shot. So that's a little button if you ever want to know. It's B. And then after you hit it, you kind of have to move around slightly, and then it cuts off that hillside that you don't see. So there it is. So 61 yards coming out of deep rough. So we probably got to hit it 81 yards. Hey, Sean. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that, man. Starter fun. Have I decided it's going back? Depends on how many over par we shoot tonight, OMG. No, I'm kidding. I want to just see if it works for a whole round of GSPro, and then maybe I'll play a few more and see if I really like it. I like having the club data. I do like that. Let's go for 75 yards maybe. Somebody holding the fast forward button, or what happened there? Did anybody else notice that? The ball just flew so fast. See if it does it again. That was weird. That was a GSPro thing. Go. That was supposed to be just an easy bump and run. Now it's going to test me. So this is where I struggled with the Garmin last time too, was how do I hit a 5'7" putt and keep it on line? Because I got to hit it really slow. Like that. And then it says I pulled it 2.3 degrees left, but to me that ball is dead straight in front of me. So I really struggled with putting on it last time. I haven't made a putt or even been close today. So this is where it's probably really hard for me to really envision getting used to this whole putting situation. But you know, impact location is not real. So 5 over, this is a bloodbath here, boys. Impact location's not real. Or it doesn't give you that. It just shows it on that bottom right as part of the GSPro connector, but it's not actually the location. That was finally a good swing. Will it end up good? Come on, spin in there. Make it easy. There we go. Now if we can make a putt, we'll start endorsing this thing, right? It's faster than golf, so. All right, so this one is 14 feet, but it's downhill foot. I can't see it because I got chat. I gotta edit the chat window really quick so I can see it. Okay, 14 foot downhill 1 inch for me. So basically like 13 feet. We'll go there. 14 feet downhill 1 inch. So we're going to hit it about like that. That should go in. God, that just rockets off. I don't get it. Session disconnected. So I did get my first disconnection. Adam was talking about that. So we'll see if the connector just reconnects on its own. I imagine it will. So if we look at the connector, attempting to connect now, sent, ready for shot. So it reconnects on its own, but I did just get my first disconnection. We're back though. Yeah, so it says I pulled it 0.9 on that one. You said push it right just a bit? Yeah, I should. I'm gonna have to. Ball speed 450. GSPro will get fixed. You can count on it. Yeah, it's getting close. It's getting very close. I don't know why they don't have impact vision or impact location. You'd think with that camera, that high-speed camera that they show you, they could give you it, but yet they don't. Hey, we made a par, so yeah, I've been left every putt. Yeah, so it's been reading left every putt, hasn't it? Is that your point? Let's go right. Just skinny little fairways. This course, is this the actual course they play? I don't feel like this is the Hero World Challenge course. That's what the event is, but is this it? There's no way to tell if it's aligned. I mean, I align it before and get it as close to 0 as I can, and then I play. Felt like a good swing there. Go. Big kick out of that rough. Ah. Well, that's good though. That was a good swing. Good to have good swings every now and then. And we're coming off a par too, so 87 out of the rough. Go 3/4 sand wedge here. That was weird. That hit my cup in here if you heard a weird sound. That spin coming off, that was weird. Best way to do it, set it before. Yeah. I don't know with where your hitting spot is, to hit it would be tough. But it could be done. It wouldn't be likely though. Okay, we'll go there. Try there. You're saying putt to the right, so aim right of my cup. It's been reading every putt left bias a little bit. The putting zone is different than your normal zone too. Okay, uphill 3 feet, 32 feet. So try to see if we can feel this. Going. Stop. That was pretty good. That was not bad. Yeah, Adam, that's what I've got. So I've got it right up against my outer edge, which is the edge of the Sig Softy. And I line it up with that, and it gets it right in the middle of my strip. It's just barely the right distance to make the Sig Softy work. If it was any narrower of a mat, we couldn't use the R50's hitting zone. Would be not centered on my. I'd have to build a little platform off there for it, but it seems to work right now. All right, we're rolling in pars right now. Putting is hard on the simulator until you get webcam putting, Durango. I'm such a big fan that I'll probably always promote that. Okay. Nice water tower back there. Another good swing. Come on. There we go. That's the ideal swing for me. We got to make some birdies. Got to make some birdies. All right, so uphill 3, 115. Yeah, the hitting zone's pretty small. Yeah, that green indicator is awesome. And OMG, I asked GSPro about adding that with the Open API connectors, and they said that they hope to have it coming soon. That's what they told me. So, it'd be awesome if they could have that coming soon. All right, 111. I've got a little bit left lie here, but 1 mile an hour wind. Yeah, I pulled it. Just stay there. Give me a putt. Test out the leg putting again. I've had no issues so far, knock on wood, with the, transition from putting to hitting. So that's been encouraging in comparison to the last time we played. I don't think so, OMG. It's a fair question. But I did turn it off last time as well. And we'll turn it off for a little bit here too. 31 uphill. See how that felt good. Go in. Come on. Oh. See, it's probably partly a feel thing for me. And then partly, so now I'm aiming to the right a little bit. Like I missed the hole right there. It did miss right there as well. I found like on the slower the putt is, the more it kind of rattles on the turf a little bit back and forth. And I feel like the launch direction on the short putts is the one where it's the hardest to get a good reading on, which is why you have putting assist on the simulator in the first place, is for that exact reason. All right, that's okay. We're stringing together some pars. That feels good. Thanks, Ant. Appreciate it. Ball data. You just want the ball data from the Garmin, but you want to use your MLM. Yeah. I know. Hey, John. Hey, John Robert. It isn't working on the old. It was working on the beta connector, not the stable connector. So you had to be in the beta. It should have been working on the beta. All right, 303. Should cut. I let that one a little open. Go, 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 go. This course feels tight. All right, 261. Try to hit a 3-wood better than the last time. Last time I barely got it off the ground. I didn't. No, I didn't. But I have played the stadium course on the SGT. It was actually the first sim golf tournament I ever played on the SGT tour. Was TPC Scottsdale. All right, here we go. Oh, I left that right. Did not want to hit it out of bounds, but did not get very aggressive. Stay there. That's okay. No, but I definitely was looking. I was definitely looking at the scorecard before the round, and pretty excited for a few of those holes. I played really good on the back nine. Played really good golf on the back nine. On 15, which is a par 5 with the island green, I hit a monster drive, and I had like 215 in, and I got so nervous over the ball, I like literally top hooked it into the water right in front of me, and ended up basically having to hit the same shot again. Then I hit it on and 2-putted, made my 6, and so back nine could have been even better. I had one nervous shot, honestly, on the back nine. All right, 40 yards out of the rough. Get in there. Let's go. We got a birdie. Back to 4 over. I did get to play TPC San Antonio. That was fun. What other big course? I haven't played a lot of famous courses. That's probably one of the more famous ones I've played, TPC Scottsdale. So I haven't got to do that a lot, but it was fun to do. And that course isn't so crazy. A lot of the desert courses, if you miss like the green, they're so crazy hard. Like if you, or sorry, not the green, the fairways. If you miss the fairways on a lot of the desert courses, like you're not finding your golf ball. It's out of bounds. And so some of the desert golf can be very difficult golf. I thought Scottsdale, you could kind of hit it. You had some room to hit it. And because there's so much spectator area that a lot of their, deep desert areas, you would find a ball if you hit it there. It's just the rough was really deep, and then the holes have a lot of like different tiers and just undulation around. So if you miss the green, you've got some difficult pitches. Where's that at, Nick? Zante Bay. All right, 164 downhill. Got an 8-iron here. It sounded so funny. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to try Home Tee Hero on the local courses. I haven't done that yet. Half of it for putting. I've debated putting in like a putting here, but the problem is the hitting zone doesn't do it. But yeah, you could just not hit on half and keep that for putting. That's a good idea. I just wish they would, like on the lower speed putts, have their own internal HLA adjustment, I guess. And maybe that's too hard to do. You don't want them manipulating the reading. 51 uphill 6, so 56. All right, see how the field's getting in here. We're getting better. Get in there. It didn't give it to me. Oh, darn it. Getting better on the field, but again, the longer putts I haven't been terrible on. All right, we'll go there. These are the ones that have been hard for me to do because I don't have any touch. And you gotta hit it so soft. There we go. We made one. Home Tee Hero, if you notice, if you took their readings, they allow you to hit it harder and the ball doesn't roll quite as far. Oh, we just had a session disconnect again. So I got to reconnect. And actually, all you got to do is hit the screen, hit GSPro again, and the connector reconnects. It just takes a second. Yep, so now it's reconnected. So it tells you on the screen, disconnected, and then Laredo, Mexico. Oh, nice. SIG hitting strip. My first one lasted almost a year. This one, I feel like I've been playing more sim golf, so I don't know if I'll get a full year, but one thing I did on this SIG strip was I drew a line down the middle, and I've been hitting off this half only, so I haven't even hit off of this half. And I'm going to flip it and hit this half this time. Last time I hit right off the center and didn't really give myself that, so I think I can get a year out of this, varying where I hit my shots. But we'll see. It's probably more likely a shot count that I should try to keep track of versus a time period, because I hit a lot of play a lot of sim golf in here. So far so good. We're having success with. It's disconnected a couple times, which we were told that before the round by another user here. But we've been having luck with it's read every shot, sent every shot in. There we go. This was the best part about my game when I played in Arizona this week, was driving the ball. I drove it well enough that the course was much easier than it could have been at times. That's a course where if you drive it well, I can see why the pros tear it up in places. But also if you don't drive it well, you're not going to score very good out there. Yeah, so it just drops the connection, says disconnected, and then it reconnects. It's only done it a couple times. Don't know what those are really associated with. Was it busy there when you were there? No, it was busy. I asked the guy how many rounds a day, and it was like 100 rounds a day up until I think they shut the course down for play like 2 months in advance or something like that. Then the public play like just completely shuts off. But right now, quite a bit of play on it. Quite a bit of people there. All right, 236, a little hybrid here. Well, good hybrid here. I gotta hit a good one. Maybe. It's not gonna get there. Go. Not bad. Hit that a little high, a little spinny. Yeah. Yeah, and a deposit, if you don't make it, you don't get your, if you don't make it in, they keep your money. They were telling me that they build I said this earlier, but they build the stands. It takes them 4 months to build the stands, and they have the tournament. It takes them 2 months to tear them down. Then they ship them to Augusta, and then Augusta uses them, and then they ship them back, store them in Phoenix, and then they start that process all over again the next year. $29 million, the guy said. $29 million to put the stands up every year. It pays for itself like 10 times over. So, pretty wild amount of money when you think about it. Every group has a caddy. I would say the caddy's more like a babysitter. They help you here and there, and then kind of like a tour guide. You're on carts, and it's cart path only. All right, 43 feet. Field's been feeling good here. Go. Come on. There we go. We got another birdie. All right, we're back to 3 over. It's getting better. Abandoned dunes. Should have gotten the stands business. Yeah, 29 million. They had, for the 4 months to put the stands up, the guy told me there's 130 workers there all day, every day. And like when I was there, all you hear is like jackhammers, impact drills. They're basically putting up a big scaffold stand, and then they finish them all out. They have carpet, wood trim, chandeliers, electricity, bathrooms, everything inside these suites. So it's insane. 190 downhill 5. It was a cool experience. It was like, I've been there for the tournament a few times, 4 or 5 times. To go there and play it was really cool. And I'd love to play it again. Like, it was actually just a fun course to play on top of it being a course we've all seen on TV. It was a fun course to play. That's off the map. That's going to be out of bounds. Don't do it. Yeah. Re-tee. I didn't think I had enough, so swung at it. We're obviously drawing the ball all night. Sorry, boys. Okay, aim a little right this time. That pass, I was 4 degrees inside, and then my face was closed. So face to path, 6 degrees closed technically. So that's how you get a big hook. Close the face. There we go. That was much better. Sit there. Oh, Sweetman's Cove. I love that place. I played that on here. I played that on the sim. 2010 Olympics, played 40 million for fencing and rails. Holy cow. Gave it back free when finished. What's the red line on the mini map mean again? So that'd be in-course hazard. Typically, when you see those, some of them like automatically make you drop. You can't even play it out of them. And then the thin white lines are going to be in-course out of bounds. And the thick white lines are just the out-of-course out of bounds. Like I just hit that last one on bounds. All right, we're going to try a little Garmin R50 chip here. Should just be a little bump and run. Get in. Come on. Ow! The R50 is doing, I would say, great. I would say it's doing great. Yeah, so I asked them about leaving them up. I said, why don't you guys leave them up? Or would they ever build this permanent on the stands? And the caddy told me that because of ADA, handicap, accommodations, they would never be able to do it permanently because it would cost, so they'd have to have elevators and ramps and bathrooms and rooms and hall sizes. Everything would have to be wheelchair compliant if it were permanent. Because it's not permanent, they get away with temporary structures must have different rules where they only have to have handicap compliant areas and not the entire structure has to be. So I believe that's what the reason that they build it and tear it down every year is what the guy told me. All right, 292. Hang on. We're going to go play the par 3 course if this keeps happening. Oh, I hit that so hard too. All right, all right. Pro Tour is not my tour this week. It's two holes in a row. Yeah, I guess permanently they would have to dig out so much of the course to make it permanent. And to build an ADA, and they would not be able to fit near as much. So I guess the temporary is one of the reasons they do it. I tried to swing so hard there, it did not help me. It's frustrating when you hit it out of bounds. This course, though, I'm sure Sean saw it right away, and he's like, oh, this is not good for bogey. We have struggled with some of these tighter golf courses. So for floor projection, I believe this one is a 2300 lumen. It was made in 2004. It is an old, what I would call garbage projector. A couple others in the chat are using newer ones, 3,000 and 4,000 lumen, but this one's supposed to be 2300 lumen, the one I use. Get out of there. I don't know if we're going to finish this one today. We might switch to something more fun. This course is too hard. 14. The sand going. Oh, it's a flag. Hit the flag. I might pause this one. We might pause this one. I'll finish it later. And we'll go play. I don't even think this is the Hero World Challenge course, I'll be honest. I think that's what people wanted to see, was the actual course. This doesn't feel like it. I think they just labeled their tournament that. Get in there. There we go. Let's play something that we can score on. I will finish this one off. I'll finish this one offline. We're 7 over. Making a rough go at it. So that's the ledges. I don't think that's the one where they play the actual tournament at. You guys will have to let me know if that's the case. Let's play, what's Dye's Walk Country Club? It's being played in the Bahamas, that's right. Ooh, the the hero, because I really want to test out to see this work with the we're gonna play the Joe Legowski Golf League course. So let's see here. Breezy, 0, hard fairways, normal putting, Saturday pins, short course. Let's see how this one goes. The My Hero course, I get it, and I will do that here. This week I've got some plans to play the My Hero stuff, but I really want to see how this update works with GSPro. It's been my biggest gripe, so I gotta hear him out. Oh, you didn't jinx the driver, OMG. I was trying to hit a big draw up around that corner. Kind of got a little greedy. When you're 4 over, you're starting to look for those opportunities to get greedy. All right, let's quick do our lighting. Sun strength, go down a little bit. Saturation up a little bit. See how the greens look. They look good. And we'll save and exit. So this looks like my kind of golf course here. Par 3. This hole, though, I don't understand. Is this real? Anybody else see this? Par 3, 460. Oh, it says they're all par 3s. That doesn't make sense. I think that's set up wrong. Stroke play, white tee box. Anybody else look at that this week? Par 4. So now it says it right. Okay. All right. So par 4. I don't know what happened. I just restarted the event and we're good. Okay, let's go play Joe's League. See how this goes. We'll call that a warm-up. And I will finish the Pro Tour, but hitting it out of bounds. Okay. Little water hazard. You see that in-square water hazard. How did I mount and point the projector at the floor? So I have it like right in front of me. It's probably, so it's, I would say it's directly above the Garmin, just pointed down at the floor, similar to how you'd mount the overhead. We are 22 yards downhill here, so this could just go. But yeah, the firmware, the new firmware has been encouraging. I would say that's for sure the case. Like, I haven't had any issues with it tonight. The putting issues would probably just be feel related, personal issues. All right, 350. Oh, that was hit so well. I don't mind that draw. Just stay out of the deep stuff. Go, 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 go. All right. When will I play multiplayer with him? We've been talking about it. We've just been busy. Everybody's been busy. I've been busy. It's been hard to kind of get everything coordinated. Hey, Spike, I think I got a package here. Benoit, it was amazing. It was an amazing trip. It was awesome. I don't think it could have been any better. You missed Pro Tour, but I didn't. It was a tight course. Wasn't playing that well on the Pro Tour, so we're going to play the JLG League, try to put up some scores here. Good warm-up. Aimed right, draw in there a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we'll see if we can't make some putts now that we've got that feel. We gotta look at what the stemp is here. Stemp is gonna be 11, so same as what we were just playing. That's good. Stemp of 34, or stemp of 11. We're 34 feet downhill 6. So it's going to be played like 28, I think. 28 feet. Okay, so we'll go right here. Come on. No! Good touch, though. That was a good touch. Neffin, I want to play that in September when I went to London. Okay, so this is a London course, right? Langland is a Pebble Beach of Wales. That's cool. Yeah, a lot of the courses that he puts up on here are pretty awesome to play, and they're ones like this one I've never played before. So 285. I didn't look at elevation. I think this has got to be, well, there's a C right there. It's got to be 0. 286. We'll go there. Wind is with me. I didn't see the leaderboard for this week, so I don't know where everybody's at, but there's usually a lot of good scores. Brainbox got held at customs? No way. What do you mean can't be delivered? You didn't get like a scam customs text, did you? That was pulled so bad it might be fine. Stay out of there. Whenever I see like OB or like water like that, I cannot help but hit away from it. There's like this natural just, nope, don't trust it. Pull myself to the side. Okay, 156. We're out of the rough, wind off the right. I'm going to aim right side of the green, and I'm going to go up to like a 7-iron and swing 3/4 and just trust that it's going to come back. All right, 3/4 on the 7. Sit a little. I think he's got things firm. Crispy, how you doing? Distance to the pin in the overlay. I think I've got it in there, right? I subtly have it in there. It should be in the top left by the name. It's got 8.5 yards, uphill an inch. Do you see it there? 720p? Yeah, it's fine. Oh, I bet they do, Crispy. Yeah, can see that. All right, 8 yards. Little chipperoo here. Sit there. No, come on. Oh, that felt so much more delicate than that. But you see how the lie took off? It gave me, oh no, it didn't. That was my previous lie. Must have just been so far downhill. All right, we got to make this. Got a fake text saying it was held up? Yes. And that text, they tell you to put in your information, and it's a scam text. I actually had something coming from overseas. It was the Square stuff. And the week that I had something from Square coming, I got a spam fake text that said something was being held up at customs, and I clicked the link, and it wanted me to enter like my name and all my info, and really all it was a phishing scam to get my information because they knew I had a tracking number coming from overseas somehow. I have no idea. So hopefully that's not what you had. I didn't give them very much info. I X'd out of it before I completed it. All right, 16 uphill 6. Let's make a putt. Come on. Go, 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 go. Bummer. Yeah, make sure you got the right tracking from ETN before you count it out. All right, so the leader, JLAG, shot 10 under. The next guy is 5 under, JT Walsh. So leave it up to JLAG to shoot 10 under. That's crazy. Oh, guy is so good, so consistent. $18. It was unplayable before, for sure. BLP to come, yeah, that's awesome. All right, let's try to hit one. We're downhill 9. We got the wind helping us. So we should, if we can draw one, the wind should help do that as well. It's not going to draw, but it's going to be fine. $128. Let's get one in there. It's a good yardage for me. 128, uphill 7. It's like it got caught in post before it ever, that spun so much. Before it ever left Australia, really. Well, I hope you get it. I don't know how they'll sort that out. I hope you get it, though. We'll go there. 36, 0 feet. Come on. Get in. Yes, there we go. Making putts like that, we'll start talking good about Garmin putting. Let's go. All right, we're not out of it now. We're not out of it now. Watch out, JLAG. And then we got to hold all this jagged cliffside out of bounds. All right, don't think about it. Just hit it. Cliffs aren't even there. All right, here we go. Good swing. Definitely didn't hit in the water, but I'm going to be in the rough. Get out of that. There we go. Stay. Oh, we almost caught the other fairway lie. All right, 199. Downhill, downwind. Pins in the back. Yeah, it can. Yeah. I think so. Well, Alan, let me check after this and get back to you. I say it can, but like you say, can you get every piece of info? It's a good question. I think so. And I think that GSPro and SGT is even coming up with like some sort of way to compile the data online for you so that you can do things like that. Let me do some digging before I give you a yes. If somebody in the chat knows, let's answer that. Absent from putting and prior mysteries, have you found its value-wise? I think, Ant, you're right. I think you can. All right, so we're gonna go. I'm a little unsure on club selection here. I know I don't need a 5. I think we're just gonna hit 6. I think that should be plenty with the wind and the spin being taken off. Oh, session disconnected. So that wasn't a misread, but we've had that happen a couple times tonight. Session disconnected, so I just push GSPro again. That was a good swing too. Just push GSPro, wait for it to reconnect here. It's reconnected. All right. All right, here we go. 199, 6 iron. Got that draw on it again. Go, little. Go. Come on, wind and no spin out of the rough. Go, 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 go. Hey, we'll take that. Glad I didn't hit the 5. Okay. So, Eagle would do us a lot of good right now. We could make this, wouldn't it? We go there. If I do the square to the R10, yeah, I want to do that. I think I'll do it next now that I've got, the R50. I don't have an R10, but if you're saying R50, compare those. I think I could, so long as the hit boxes overlap when I set it side by side and the infrared doesn't interfere with one another. Let's see here. Uphill 1, 17 feet. I think this is it. We just got to hit the right speed. Come on, Eagle. Come on. Oh, still a birdie. We are under par. 1 under through 5. I have a feeling it's very accurate, Superfluous. I don't really question the accuracy at all as far as the R50. And I haven't had any like no reads. I've had no shots like not read or not go through. They've all gone through. I had the one disconnection a minute ago, but I wouldn't call that like a no read. There's maybe an issue with it just dropping the connection to the PC. That's happened once every 4 or 5 holes. So I've had it happen like 3 or 4 times tonight is all, but not a lot. And that's still more than I would want, but I would imagine connection issues like that with the connector are going to get sorted out. Those are little things to me. All right, 145 wind off the left. I'm going to try to hit a choke down kind of 3/4 8 iron. At 9 doesn't feel like enough here. So try this. And that was just, you can see it on the club data. God darn it. It's when your lower body stops on a slow swing like that, and I just flipped the hands over it. That's what happened there. On the 18, I played with no disconnects. I was on the hot spot. Yeah. PC right next to it, though. Yeah. So I'm on the hot spot, and it does also have it on the network because it's hooked to my Wi-Fi as well. This is downhill. 21 runs away. Try to have some touch here. Get in the circle for me. Oh, so close. That chip felt really good though. Came off how I would think it would feel. These are where I've struggled on the Garmin the most, is like getting these ones to kind of go where I want them to. Gotta hit them so softly. Put one. There we go. I ran that in. Like on any higher stimp, I don't know that that would have been hit so hard. All right, session disconnected. Click it again. Not sure why that happens. I'll have to look back at the VOD if that happens at specific times, if it's after a putt, if there's anything. I'm, pumped to where they've got it. I don't assume this is the last iteration for where it'll be, but putting still feels like it still feels very fast, but I think some of that's maybe just me and what I'm used to. But I still do feel like their low end, their read of low speeds has got a little work. But it could just be my feel for low speeds too. I'm not going to indict them on that yet, I guess. I would say it feels pretty good. As I've gotten used to it, I feel like I've been pretty good at judging putts this round. Okay, let's see if we can get a couple more birdies on this front nine would be helpful. Rough. What do they call it? Yeah, it's rough. Hard to tell where the fairway lines end and the rough begins on this course a little bit. They're kind of mixed. USB converts to wireless. Yeah. Nice. I've seen those sliders, OMG. That's a good idea. And as far as moving it back in the hitting zone, that's also a good idea. I like both of those. I'm going to try them. I'll move it back on the next short one. 164, uphill. I don't know what that was, just a bad swing. Tried to hit Suburbalist. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Man, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right, we got to get up and down now. We got to get up and down. We're just talking birdies. 25 yards. Oh. Oh, not a good start. Oh, man. I thought I hit that way hard enough. Hey, thank you, Suburbalist. First super on stream. All right. $25'9". This is where we're. R50 increases the size of the hitting zone because the club data. The R50 putting. Yeah, because club data turns off. That's right. So I'll try to just get it right in the dead center. So for me, dead center is like right at this back line. Try there. All right, so this should bend 25 feet. Flat. Feels like that. Bend a little more. Come on. Sit now. Sit. I just don't want to put it again. All right, we're back to even. I don't think we can catch Joe, but we can fight for that second place spot still, I think. I guess never say never, but it would take some crazy birdies. All right, JT Walsh, TJ Rose, boom, Chuck is in this one under. So top 10 still just, if we can get under par, we can make top 10. All right, let's try to add a little extra to this one maybe. Nope. Cut a little though. That spin was misread for sure. It should have cut, but that was not 60, 66. Not off this driver. All right, 179. That's the first, I think, misread that I would say that I'd be willing to call out, would be that one there. Other than that, I feel like it's read everything pretty good. All right, 178. That was a good swing. That could be really good. Go. Get up there. Let's go. Let's go. We need to finish that one. All right, come on. Come on. That was a good swing. All right, we're going to go here. 9'2". 9'2". No! See, I don't know how that's a 2-degree pull. That's such a huge pull. Ah! So the face info at the bottom is coming off of the Garmin, and it is what the connector puts in. So it's hard to see it on there, but what it shows up when you hit a shot on the connector, it shows you this. So it's saying I pulled that 2.7 left. Speed I was good with, but it's saying I pulled it, which is fine. It just feels like, you know, it just barely finished left of my cup in front of me. It doesn't feel like that big of a pull. So what's wrong with it right now? I don't think anything's wrong with it. I think I got to get used to that. I mean, it does have putting assist on, so it only sent in 0.8 degree pull. But you know, like, I don't know how much a degree is, but I'm only missing the left side of my cup by, I'm going to lip out of the left side of my cup here. So I don't know. It could be an alignment issue. One thing I think they need to add to the third-party section of the Garmin is the ability to use the alignment tool on the device. You can't align it in the third party. You can only align it on the Home T Hero. So that forces you to align it before the game starts, and then you don't get a chance to do any alignment when you're in game. So that would be something I would change if I could, is add the alignment screen to the third-party apps. Run down there for how thin I hit that. The tee didn't even move. Go, 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 stay in fairway. It was a heck of a shot after the driver though, huh? I was trying to drive the green there, swung so hard. Left the tee in its place. All right, 65. This is a good opportunity here. 65 into the wind. Little false front. So if we go 75, probably. Hit at 72. Should spin back maybe. Get the wind into my spin back. Come on. Ow. You know, I played the shot I talked about. It just was the wrong shot. Bummer. They need a case? Yeah. I think a case could be helpful. Even if you could just find out, I mean, did you break anything when you hit it, or you just got close? Bounce backs came close. Oh yeah, even bounce backs. I didn't think of that. You'd want it just for that alone. All right, downhill 3 inches. Up and over here. $30 feet. Downhill 3. I think it breaks more off that hill, doesn't it? Okay, try to hit this like it's 25 feet. Come on, stay up. Oh, not bad. See, I am getting a feel for it. Like OMG said earlier, you're gonna get a feel for it over time. I would say it's feeling consistent. I'm getting a feel for it. Now, the short putts, when you're just outside the 5-foot circle, I feel like I can't hit it soft enough. So those are the ones I'm struggling with. All right, we're in 11th place. Looks like there's only 9 guys under par here. The dots on the club are a little bit. On some of my club faces, they're so small, I wonder how many times I hit the dot. I guess that one probably not, but like on the 3 wood. Yeah, probably not there either, but like on a high strike on the 3 wood, the dots are pretty big. So I don't know if you can see that on stream or not. But 170, uphill 8, so 178, wind at my back. This feels like a 7-iron. This feels like 7-iron. All right, Andrew, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate you, as always. Have a good night. 170, uphill 8. Not what we were hoping. Okay, gotta get that short game out. So on that one, in to out, face closed, a little chunky. Kind of what I'm getting off the data there. Even though it's a big target, the R50. Yeah, the hitting zone is basically in front of it, so it does make it hard. Bounce backs were where, when you said bounce backs, that's pretty fair to say. I could see that happen if you had a wicked bounce back. Hopefully you don't, but 14. Sitting there. Oh no! So these are the ones that just test me. These are the ones that are so hard for me to do. These 5-footers. I don't want to hit it so short. I can't even see the hole right now. That's kind of weird. I don't know how much this breaks. I don't think very much. All right, we're just gonna try to hit a straight one. Oh, see, that rammed off the back. So even that was hit 3.8 miles an hour, and I'd like to hit one, and I guess that's tough, but all right, 200, and then the pins. So what is this one here? This one is do it. Yeah, this one 296. Do we just go for it up there? No, probably not. Probably should lay back. We're into the wind. Otherwise, yeah, maybe it would be fun to go for it, but into the wind, not a good idea. We'll go for the layup here. And I pulled it away from the out of bounds, I guess, but hit the cart path and just keep going. It's very close, OMG, but it's hard to hit it less than that. By that 3.8, I rammed it off the back of that last hole. I need to be able to hit it like 3.2 is what I want to be able to hit a 5-footer at. It's just, I feel like the threshold on the Garmin right now, it feels to me like it's right around, feels to me like the threshold for putting is right on the Garmin is right around like 3 miles an hour. Like very hard to hit one less than 3 miles an hour. Okay, uphill. Yeah, the screen for sure. Uphill 116, so 125 into the wind. I got actually a wedge here. Hopefully I'm not overthinking this. Go. Swung light on a wedge. I probably could have almost swung full on the wedge. So left at the beginning, then a little right up by the cup. We'll go there, 22 feet. Move this back to the middle of that putting zone. I'm going to try to keep it more consistent there. Ready to hit, 22 feet. Go in. Oh, that's stay in there. That's not a bad putt. It's a good speed. I don't mind that speed there. Webcam, you can hit them like a mile an hour. And the thing about the webcam is you can tune in your room. So like I can hit putts until I get it to match. Like 1 foot in my room is 1 foot with the webcam. And so then it feels really real, visually too. Because you're like, I hit it a foot, it went a foot. Whereas this is reading actual speed and you can't calibrate it. Webcam, you can kind of calibrate. I think that's what makes it feel so much better. I wouldn't mind if all sims allowed you to calibrate, since putting is such a feel thing. But I'm sure there's a reason they don't. I mean, some people want actual, but it'd be nice if you could switch between a calibrated speed and an actual speed. There's probably an argument against that I'm not thinking of, though. That's my guess. I mean, it's a little both, Justin. You're right. You know, it's like you don't want the launch angle to get off, so you want to hit it firm enough that it starts down your path. I mean, so you're exactly right. And then, but you also don't want to hit it so short that the Garmin has picked up and read like a mile an hour. You don't want to hit it so short it reads 1 mile an hour and then doesn't get there. I just feel like that window of putting, 1 to 3.5 mile an hour, is so, I don't know if it's very easy for the Garmin to read that. All right, 129. Too much spin. Sit there. Okay. I think what the biggest advantage on the webcam is definitely the ability to calibrate it. To your room or to your floor stimp. All right, uphill, 17 uphill, but I am getting a good feel for the Garmin now, it feels like. 17. Come on. Oh, see, good speed there. 1 degree right. I missed the hole just on the right edge. I'm fine with that read. It's more where I placed it, you know. All right, 153. There's so much static in my room right now. It's just getting dry up north here with all this weather. No, you could recalibrate it, Alan, but more like, so like I almost always play on 11 stimp. So I have webcam putting set up for what 11 is, and then I do adjust my feel from there. But even if you could, you know, calibrate it to 10 stimp so that you then have feel up or down from it. But this, you know, I don't feel like I feel like it's very difficult. The mile per hour, if you're on 11 stimp, you've got to be able to hit 2 mile an hour. If you're on 12 stimp, you have to hit 2 mile an hour. That's like a 5-foot putt on 12 stimp. And if you can't hit 2 mile an hour, or if 2 mile an hour is like a 12-inch putt on this unit, playing the tips tour at 12 stimp is very difficult. Very, very difficult. And it's already difficult. So when you can't hit one short enough, it makes it really hard. It's more on pro and tips tour events where you really, really need it. All right, 153. Be good. Go a little. Come on, get in there. Let's go. We have one of them tonight. One freebie. One freebie. We are under par again. My turf, I don't know. I think money putt turf's probably around a 10, I would say. I'd have to look it up. I bet they advertise something that they claim it to be, but I have money putt turf. It doesn't feel like it's that slow. I would say it feels like maybe a 10. I mean, I've played a lot of golf. Make my gimme circles. I know, I wish I could. I don't get to set these darn tournaments up, Durango. I got to talk to the tournament leaders. Speaking of, I got to start. I want to start our own league, and what I want to do is get you guys to join, and then one of the nights of the week, maybe it'll be Wednesday nights or Thursday nights. One of the nights of the week, what I want to do is I'll play the league event live, and then whoever else is in the league that can play it at the same time, you could have the stream up while you play yours, and then we'll have a live leaderboard that's moving. We can play along together for people that want to. If you can't play the same time I'm playing, then you know, your score will just already be in the scoreboard, and if you want to play it later in the week, you play it later in the week. But I'd like to start a league, and then I'll stream at least mine every week live, and if others can join, then we'll talk about where they're at on the leaderboard while we're playing. I think it'd be fun. So I might get my own league going here on SGT here soon, if we can get a few people to sign up and play. All right, $2.99. Cutting it a little close here. Go. Don't fall down the cliffside. Hold it up in the rough. Oh, man. Woo. I thought that was dead. That was going to be heartbreaking. Okay, we're alive. 102. 102 went into me. A little bit of a left lie. It's got to go a little with this wind. Okay, got to go a lot. Did I not read something there? What am I missing? Oh, the rough just took that much off. Maybe it was the elevation. So carry raw, the reason I'm so confused is because carry raw is 98. Carry in the game is 68. So it went 30 yards shorter in the game. So I must have not looked at some detail there. Maybe it was elevation change. It came out 20% speed, 50% spin. So that'll take a lot off of it too. All right, let's recover with a good putt here. So 61 feet, downhill 8, that's like 50 feet. A 50-foot putt. Keep going. Keep going. That wasn't bad. I needed a little bit more. Okay, so these are one. Whoa, what's that? Hey, I'm not doing it. What's going on here? What is this? Anybody know what this is? It's got to be a left input on something. It's gotta be, yeah, I just disabled the keyboard. All right, keyboard, I think. Talk bad about the putting, you'll learn. Yeah, I'll have to time it. Oh, that'd be something else, wouldn't it? We're gonna go right there. Or if there's static electricity in my room, something's up. Okay, let's see here. 9'1". There we go. That was pretty good. It was a great two putt. All right. New game mode, have time it right. Cold as shit. Yeah. At 10:30 Eastern. Well, you could play it earlier if you needed, like if you wanted, and you'd still show up on the leaderboard, and we'd talk about whoever's in what position, what place throughout the round as I play. So you're not gonna be able to play at the same time. But then if those wanted to, we would update the leaderboard as we played. So all right, down. So 166, down 19, wind off the left. So 147, let's say. I'm gonna hit, golly, I only probably should hit 9-iron. Let's go with 3/4 air compressor from the winter popping up there. Let's go with 3/4 8 here. Let's go with 3/4 8 here. I obviously you can't go long here either, but 3/4 8 should be fine. Left it open, but it should be fine for yardage. Stay there. Tough little hole. Sit there. Come back on. Ah, there we go. We got a birdie putt, I guess. This is kind of like a Pebble Beach feeling course, especially a hole like that. All right, so coming off here, a little break to the right. A little break, that's probably more than that, no? Kind of feels like everything funnels too. Let's go there. We're downhill 10 inches, it's only 23 feet, so let's go like a 12-foot putt. Should just keep rolling. Go, 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 go. Oh, darn it. Gives me these ones. All right. Because I can't hit it soft, I'm going to play inside of that. Line, 5'3". Yeah, see, that's ramp. So they gave me 4.3 mile per hour there. I just don't feel like I hit it that hard. But as long as you aim at the middle of the cup, those aren't bad. All right, so we are 1 under. We're in the top 10. You know, golf kata, it doesn't. There is some instruction on how to use these though. These are from the K2. These are the K2 tees, the K2 bungees. And you want the bungee out in front and the pointy side aimed that way. And no, it never has caught the driver. So 312. This looks like it's up so high. I don't know if we actually go for it or not here. Wind at the back. We'll go for it. We'll hit it there. All right, here we go. Should be fine. Won't get there, but I couldn't get my face turned over there, Justin. That OB just kind of hit a thin cut. Scared, thin cut. I was thinking the same thing you were typing. My swing thoughts sometimes don't help me. All right, 67. Try to hit 167. We got a semi-rough lie. That's 60 with the wind at my back. Go a little. Not terrible. I would have liked to have a gimme. Go back to here. Left and right. This feels almost dead straight. Left and right. Uphill 2, 17 feet. See, that doesn't feel right. Huh. It's got a 1.6 degree pull on it. I don't know about that. I guess it depends on my starting position. That's one thing I'm not taking into account. So if I started on the right side of the box, I'm gonna have to start, yeah, I don't know. That's one thing about webcam putting is the ball is square to the line no matter where you put it, as far as putting it to my cup. Whereas, you know, if the ball's here, I gotta miss left of the cup for a straight putt. So there might be something to that as well. With how my misreads are going, I gotta probably look exactly where I have it positioned a little bit closer to be able to do that. That could be a big part of it now that I think about that, say it out loud. 7 iron. Look to the left of line. Okay. I trust you, OMG. I like to have an excuse, but oftentimes it's not. Oftentimes it's just a bad stroke. All right, 7 iron here. Downhill, downwind is what I'm thinking. Left the face open, I imagine. See what it says. Inside line with the face not getting square. We got 3 holes. If we could just get a birdie, it's obviously not this hole, but well, maybe. All right, let's see here. 11 yards. That was a hard bounce. Come on. Now let's make a putt. We'll go right there. 10'5". Downhill. About 4 inches. Let's go. Oh, come on. All right, let's see here. We got blue in the room right now. I need to get this light on. Okay. number 17. Sorry, I gotta adjust from over here. Go there. This looks like a great hole. Out of bounds everywhere. We'll go there with it. Okay. All right, par 5. 2 holes left here. See if we can't get a good finish. Cut into the fairway. Come on. Good bounce. Kind of lucky. Little heel shot. Stay there. What is it doing? Fairway at least. Would you stay in the fairway? Come on. Okay. You did. All right. 233. Wind at our back. This should be perfect little hybrid. Okay. Okay, here we go. Hybrid. Be good. Just bounce up there. Oh, go. Caught the rough. That was not a bad shot. It just pulled the rough there. Okay, so 16 yards. 16 yards out of the rough. Just a little pitch here. Sit, 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 sit. Making it hard on myself. "13 feet. I'm gonna go right edge. 13 feet, downhill 1. All right, here we go. 13 feet. No! We blew it by. Just kind of banged it. Gave myself 8.5 feet coming back. All right. Come on, pick up the ball. There we go. See, that's to the right of the hole. And it says I got a 3-degree pull to the left and my ball's to the right. That's the stuff I don't get. That's the stuff that takes you out of a round, frustrates you. Okay, 325. Let's make a birdie on the last here. Let's make a birdie on the last. I would say overall though, connection has been good. There's been a couple times where the whole unit just had a disconnection from the API. But overall, it's been, we haven't had any shots that didn't count. We haven't had any, technical disconnects. It's been a good update by Garmin, good update by GSPro. Don't like that reading there very much. 900 spin, maybe. 75 yards. Come on, here we go. Go. No. A little bit lazy on my last hole, and this is what happens. 24 yards, uphill 5 feet. And I'd have a ready symbol maybe. Get in there. Oh! Try to sweep this in, finish even par. Finish even par if we can make this. (8'1". A little bit braking. Overcooked it. Shoot. So close. We just didn't come in, didn't finish very strong on those last two. 1 over, 13th place this week. You know, the putting, I just can't get a great feel for it. I would say that in a sense it's costly. Personally for me, it's like if I can't putt with it, how do I get how do you score? So I feel like I give up a lot of shots on the putting, but that's all right. Appreciate everybody tonight. Thank you so much. What I would say is the update's working good. It's but I still feel like they got to do some work on the putting, but for getting the main chunk of the issues fixed, which was the Garmin working with GSPro, I think this update accomplished that, and it was fun. Glad to see you guys again. It was being gone was a good time. Golf was good. I did rush the last 2 holes. OMG, I just honestly I was frustrated with that that shot. So email. Let's see here. There you go. Send me there. tripletrpo.bgy. Yep. And yeah, I rushed a little in the last 2. Got a little frustrated with the way that putting felt. That's okay. We weren't going to win Joe's league this week necessarily, but I got to get a better feel for it. I really got to work on the short putts with it, and especially the launch directions. I think there was something to appreciate that, Alan. I think there was something to it, and I actually will show it in one of my content videos. I lined up, I took like a dozen balls and set them down, and putted them to the same spot, so they were literally hitting the ball in front of them. So like putted it like 2 feet and then hit into the next ball, hit into the next ball over and over and over. And I was getting launch HLAs that were going like -1.5, +1.5, -1.5, +1.5 from ball in the same position, hitting a ball in the same position. You know what I mean? So, and I'll show that. So I just think at the low speeds, putting feels weird. That's what I would say. So maybe I'm wrong, but overall, good experience on the Garmin tonight. Super happy with the update, and I hope it only gets better. I imagine it will. So thank you, everybody. OMG, Darby, Justin Allen, Landon, Mark. Appreciate it very, very much. Superfluous, thank you for the super chat. Sean, thanks for the super chat. So very cool. Appreciate you guys very much. You make it fun to come out and play golf. So we'll be on later this week. Adam, we'll talk to you later. And tomorrow morning, I'm gonna decide when I'm going to stream. I'm gonna try to get together some ideas for what we'll stream about, or if we'll play something for serious, and try to post a schedule ahead of time. So thanks, guys. Usually it is around 9 o'clock at night though, but for the most part, we will see you guys then. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Suburbalist. Appreciate it very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you guys next time.